Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Second most watched Elite Eight on record, according to ESPN and their press release account here. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate all your support. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out 19. So, as you can see here, they got a nice little graphic. Second most watched Elite Eight on record. Average 2.9 million viewers. And right under that in smaller font, it's 34% from what's that? From what? Oh, from 2023, not from last year, from 2023. I wonder why that is. They're absolutely wild. They're disingenuous. And people say, well, you can't compare it to Caitlin Clark. And she also played in 2023. Yes, she didn't really take off until about this round. I mean, nationally in terms of fandom and viewership until this round. Not that she wasn't getting attention otherwise. But in 2023, her Elite Eight game against Louisville, which is what she poured in 41 points, that drew 2.5 million, which I believe was a record at the time. But if the league is if it's growing so much, women's basketball, why can't they just compare to the previous year? Are we going to do this every time there's a player that draws higher ratings individually by a significant amount? We never ever see that with the men's game. It's kind of weird, don't you think? 2.9 million. Yeah, so in 2023 it was 2.2 million. But what about last year? Here you go. Shout out Mongo Slade. Average 2.9 million viewers, down 53.2% from 2024. And here you can see the matchups. This year, LSU played UCLA, 3.4 million viewers. In 2024, it was 12.3 million viewers. In 2025 and 24, you had in the other brackets the same. In 25 and 24, you actually had a rematch. UConn and South Carolina. Yet last year it drew 6.7 million. This year it only drew 3 million. And then 25-24, TCU, Texas. Okay. And yeah, close. 2.3 is actually down. It was down a little bit this year, 2.3 to 2.5. But that is a huge difference to come out and put this graphic and say, second most watched, 2.9 million, up 34% from, well, we're not going to include last year. We don't know why that is. It's just sort of this thing. Last year, we're gonna memory hole last year. We're going to memory hole last year and compare everything to 2023 and say that it's growing. Is that really what's happening? Is that really what's happening? Uh, and if you want to get into, say, the Final Fours, I think from 2015 to 2022, viewership numbers for them, the Final Fours range from 1.5 million to about 3.2 million. And then in 2023, right, Caitlin had that incredible Elite Eight game. Iowa, South Carolina, 5.6 million. LSU, Virginia Tech, 3.4 million. Iowa, LSU, came in under 10 million, which is over twice the previous year. And then in 2024, of course, you had South Carolina, NC State, 7.1 million, Iowa, UConn, 14.4 million viewers, blowing any previous number, kaboom, out of the water, gone. And then, of course, you had the Iowa, South Carolina title game coming in at just over 19 million viewers. But here they go time and time again, and we have to correct the record because they're not going to be honest about what is happening with the growth of the game. It's just like I've said over and over again, they like to talk about how much the game has been growing, the WNBA, right? The last few years, but they forget to tell you that everything plummeted in 2019 and they grew back to in 2023 about what it was 20 years before that. And then we got growth with Caitlin Clark in 2024. But I'm going to leave it there. Yep, this is a short one, but I just wanted to point this out because it's absolutely kind of wild that they're still doing this stuff. They still seem to forget that they are not the be all end all anymore when it comes to information. People do have alternate sources that they can check out. I am going to leave it there. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Appreciate it. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are continuing to grow. Yes, we are, slowly but surely. And I really do appreciate all your support, and I will talk to you Later.